In the last episode, we tackled some of the most common myths about real estate in Ghana. And if you missed it, please go and check it out. Now, it sparked some conversations and helped many people see the market differently. Today, we're continuing that conversation with 5 more perceptions that either hold people back from owning property or feed into the mistrust that surrounds Ghana's real estate space. I'm Desmond Kafui, and welcome to this episode of Ghana Ground Up. Picking up from where we left off, myth number 6 is that property developers don't care about the local or the Ghanaian buyer. Now, there's a widely held belief that real estate developers in Ghana are building houses and apartments only for the wealthy foreigners and Ghanaians living abroad. And to some extent, that perception exists for a reason. Many developments are priced in US dollars, and the finishes and styles you see often seem tailored to more of the standards we see internationally. But here's the fuller picture. Not all developers are focused on that high-end segment. And in fact, some developers are actively trying to cater to the local market by offering more modest homes in emerging neighborhoods. You'll end up finding 1 and 2 bedroom apartments with decent pricing that are worth exploring. And I don't mean these options are cheap, but then compared to the high-end ones, you'd see that these options are more affordable. Now, you can find options starting from about $40,000 compared to similar options that are starting from about $100,000 in prime areas. Some developers are also pushing the envelope with flexible down payments. They're also giving some installment schedules and also creative financing like rent to own. For our tip, it helps to know the market the developer is targeting. Now, if they're clearly targeting a market that you can't relate to or a market that you don't fall in, well, you may just want to move on and look for something that you can relate to. The real estate market in Ghana is bigger than just your East Legon and your cantonments and all that. Don't be discouraged by what you see online. Do well to dig deeper and you'll end up finding something that definitely works for you. Moving on to myth number 7. Many people believe that mortgages are traps. Now, let's talk about this. It's true that interest rates in Ghana are high, and many people believe that as a result, mortgages have become traps. Now, a city-based mortgage might carry an interest rate of about, let's say, 23 to 27%, and a dollar-denominated mortgage might range between 11 to 13%. As you can see, these are not small figures, and for some people, taking a mortgage under these terms may indeed feel like a trap. You're going to be working for a very long time to pay off your mortgage, and the conditions that are determined in the agreement you end up signing are based on perfect scenarios like you never losing your job. But for many working professionals, especially those with stable incomes, mortgages can actually provide a structured path to them owning a property. And instead of them having to wait for about 15 years to save up a lump sum, you can actually take a mortgage and move into your property, and then you pay off that loan gradually. The key here is understanding what you're getting into. Now, a mortgage is not free money, even though some people think taking a mortgage will give you an easier ride. A mortgage is a very serious commitment, but then in all, it works well if you budget wisely, if you have financial discipline, and also if you plan for the long-term stability of your income. So this is our little advice to you. Do well to shop around and don't just take what your bank offers you at face value. There are multiple mortgage lenders in Ghana, and most of the banks have packages for you to explore. So do well to compare the interest rates available, compare the repayment terms, and also the down payment requirements that are tabled. And most importantly, be honest with yourself. If it feels like what you're getting into is a stretch, then it probably is. Don't borrow beyond your means. Do well to just cut your coat according to your cloth. Now, for myth number 8, some people see gated communities as simply overpriced rental properties with crazy rules and restrictions. Some people actually think that gated communities are simply a marketing gimmick, more like glorified apartments with rules about hanging your laundry or what colors to paint your own house and other limitations. And some see them as overpriced compounds with just some fancy name. But gated communities are not just about aesthetics and rules, they provide structure. You end up getting your security well organized, you get proper roads, your water and your electricity systems are centralized and well taken care of, your waste management is sorted, and sometimes you even have access to on-site recreational amenities like your swimming pools, gardens, parks, and gyms. And for many, this is a fair trade-off. Now, gated communities also offer better resale value for your property, and they also attract tenants more easily compared to standalone houses, especially here in Accra, where people are increasingly valuing convenience, security, and lifestyle. Here's a tip for you. If you're someone who values convenience, safety, and structure, then gated living might be worth every peso for you. But then if you like your full control and freedom to modify the space you live in however you like it, then a standalone house may be just the option for you. But just know what you're signing up for. Moving on to myth number 9, many people believe that most property developers quote their prices in US dollars to take advantage of the market. Well, many Ghanaians find this very frustrating. You end up walking into a sales office and the property is priced in dollars, and it feels unfair, especially for those who are earning in Ghana cedis. But let's be clear, developers are not necessarily doing this to exploit anyone. This is often about risk and managing that risk. So when a project takes, let's say, 2 to 3 years to complete, you'd see that developers would want to protect themselves from the unpredictable fluctuations of the Ghana cedi. So pricing in dollars ends up providing some stability and also helps them to forecast their costs more accurately. That said, the impact is real. Our tip for you is this: don't just walk away because the property is priced in US dollars. Ask for the CD equivalent using the current exchange rates. And now is even a good time to ask for the CD rate because we all know what's going on. The CD is doing really well against the dollar. It's around 10.2 at the moment, if I'm not wrong. And some months back or some time back, not too long ago, it was around 14, 15, even way up to 16. So now that is at 10.2, I think it's a good time to get yourself a very good deal. Finally, myth number 10 states that everyone in the real estate space is hiding something. This one stems from a general mistrust, and honestly, it's understandable. People often feel agents and developers are not being fully transparent, and many people have had bad experiences with agents who didn't disclose all the details of the deal they were dealing with, or developers who delayed handing over homes with little to no explanations. I'm sure you've heard of developers getting into legal battles with their clients over unfulfilled promises and deliverables. But in many cases, it's not about deception. It's just a matter of poor communication. The real estate industry in Ghana is still maturing, and many players are learning as they go. And that leads to gaps in how information is shared, as to what should be shared and when it should be shared, and what should be held back. So here's a tip for you. Do well to ask a lot of questions, and don't just nod through meetings or phone calls as if everything is very clear. Now, in this case, there's nothing like a dumb question when your money is at stake. So do well to read every document thoroughly, and if you don't understand something, get a second opinion. And if something doesn't feel right, pause. Due diligence is your best defense in this case. There are honest professionals in this space, but then they are easier to find when you are proactive. So do your due diligence, do your search, be thorough, and don't just settle for anybody who comes along offering a good deal. The real estate industry in Ghana is not perfect, but it's also not impossible. Now, there are real frustrations and also real risks, but then also real opportunities for those who take the time to understand the terrain. So stay informed, ask questions, do your checks, and align yourself with people who are transparent and experienced. If this episode gave you a new insight, do well to like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and let's grow to 100,000 subscribers by the end of this year. And let's keep the conversations going in the comments. Which of these myths did you believe, or which of these myths did you hold dear? Which ones were you strongly a proponent of? And which ones did we miss? I'm Desmond Kafui, and thanks for sticking through this episode. I'll catch you in the next one. And as always, let's keep building Ghana from the ground up.